So this is Eden. She came and she's beautiful and healthy and everything is perfect. So I was going to share the birth story with you guys if you guys want to hear. If you don't, you can keep scrolling. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of share how everything happened and just my experience with baby number 5. So I just laid her down on the bed. So she's going to chill right there sleeping while I tell the story. So on September 2nd, I was having contractions all day long, and these were a lot stronger than like the Braxton Hicks contractions that you have the last like 2 months. So I was like, okay, I think this is it. Like, I'm getting ready. I'm like thinking we're going to go in soon. And then they just never got regular. They never got stronger. Nothing. So I was like, okay, what's happening? So then the next day, September 3rd, 3 o'clock in the morning, the contractions get even stronger. And I was like, okay, this is it, right? Like, we're going to have this baby today. I get up, I start doing things, start getting ready, then lay back down, try to rest, kind of like just this, like, is it happening? Is it not? Like, where are we at? And then at about 9 or 10 o'clock, we call and head into our birthing center. We went through a birthing center, not the hospital. So there was midwives and nurses there, and we show up and it's just beautiful. Like, their rooms are so nice there. There's just natural light pouring in from these big, beautiful windows in front of this big tub. And just, it was so peaceful. And I was just like, yes, I'm already glad I chose to come here instead of the hospital. So after a couple hours, they were like, you know what, things aren't progressing. Why don't you guys go get breakfast and come back? And I was like, this is such a beautiful thing. Like, I'm in labor, like I'm in early labor, obviously not active labor yet. And we just get to go enjoy a breakfast date. So we just went and had breakfast at this cute little cafe. And then we kind of just go on back in, and again, the labor wasn't really progressing. Like, I was having contractions, but they weren't getting more regular. They weren't getting stronger or faster or anything. Around 12-ish, they were like, why don't you guys go get lunch? Go home and rest a little bit, you know? And I was like, okay. And at this point, I'm like, they're strong enough now where I know, like, I'm not, like, it's happening now. Like, we're in the process. Like, it's coming soon. Like, I'm not just gonna go home and go to sleep and like come back tomorrow. Like, no. So we go have lunch at Marty B's again. It was so good. And we sat outside, and I just remember sitting on it was like a padded seat, and it was like heated from the sun. And I was just like, this feels so good. Like, it was so nice to sit there. Okay, anyways. So then after lunch, we head home for a bit, which our kids were all at home with our friend who was watching them. And then Josh's mom came into town as well. So she was here now. So I'm just hanging out at home, like just getting through the contractions. And again, they weren't crazy yet. So they started getting a little stronger, and I called, and my midwife told me to get in the bath, and that either that would slow things down or speed things up. And it definitely sped things up. So it got to the point where I could not stand, talk, walk through the contractions. And I called and I was like, yes, it's time. We're coming in. So we go back in. On the way, I'm having contractions, like really strong contractions. And we get there, and I had also thrown up after lunch at some point. Like, I just threw up my lunch. So I get there, and I was like a little hungry. So I had a string cheese and I had some water, and I don't know if that made any difference, but as the contractions got stronger, I got so lightheaded, nauseous. I was just throwing up. It was horrible. Like, up until that point, I could kind of mentally get through the contractions, like breathe through it, keep myself calm. You know, but then it was just like, I was trying not to pass out, and I was like, how am I going to do this? What's happening? The contractions got stronger, and it was way more intense than I was expecting. If you don't know, this is my first natural birth. Every other one I was at the hospital with an epidural. So I just was like, give me the drugs ASAP and we're good. Thanks. So this one was very different. At that point, I was just like, you know, how long is this going to take? I forgot to mention, they did check earlier, and I was 5 centimeters dilated when we first got there. And then at this point, I was like 6. So I was going through all these contractions and it wasn't doing a whole lot. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, we need to get from 6 to 10. And it's going to get more painful. They're going to get stronger. They're going to get more intense. And I was just kind of like, how am I getting through this? I don't know. So after a while of these really strong, intense contractions, we asked if I could get in the tub, and the midwife was saying, you know, that probably will slow things down a little bit. So if you need a break, you can go ahead and get in the tub. And I was like, yes. So I get in the tub, and it is like probably 8:30, 9 o'clock at night at this point. So I get in the tub and the contractions just keep coming, and like so much faster. And I just felt like I couldn't get a break. It was so painful. If you've had a natural birth, I applaud you, because it is so hard, especially if you have a baby bigger than her, because she was just under 7 pounds. So I know some of you moms have 8, 9, 10, 11-pound babies, and I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. But anyway, so I get back in the tub. I'm just getting through these contractions. They're so intense. And I'm just kind of like, when is it time to push her out? Because how long is this going to take? I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm like, I can't do this forever. So she was like, well, let's get you out. We'll check. And then, you know, we'll see if you're ready to push. Cause I was like, I feel like I'm ready to push. Like I feel it. So we get out, and she was like, oh yeah, you're ready to, like, the baby's right there. Let's get this baby out. So I get back in the tub to have a water birth, which I think is really cool. Like, if you haven't tried that and it's an option. There was a lot of weird noises. I was half crying, half screaming, half I don't know what. I was trying to keep control of everything, but I just couldn't. And there was a lot. It was the most intense thing I've ever been through in my life. And it just felt like it was never going to end. Like, it literally felt like I was just stuck in this forever, which doesn't make sense, because, like, obviously I'm going to have a baby. Like, we can't do this forever. Eventually we got her out. They said, grab your baby, she's out. And I grab her, and I just hold her, and I just, like, lay back against the tub, and I was just like, what just happened? Like, it was the craziest thing I've ever been through. And I'm so, like, I'm proud of myself that I did it natural, but also I'm just like, I don't think I could ever do that. Like, I don't think I would have ever chosen that again if I had more kids. Hopefully we're done. But then she was born 6 pounds, 14 ounces at 10:30 at night on September 3rd. We have our little Eden Kathleen. She's so cute. So she's 6 days old, and we're all just in love. The kids just want to hold her nonstop. They're fighting over her. And I'm like, can I hold my baby, please? Also, let me know if you guys are currently pregnant, if you guys have recently had a baby, if you're trying to have a baby. Let me know in the comments kind of what your situation is, and if you would like prayer for that, because I would love to pray for you guys and just stand on faith that you'll have healthy babies, healthy deliveries, lots of babies coming into the world. Also, let me know if you guys want to know, like, what things I liked for pregnancy, birth, delivery, after delivery, all that things for baby, products, things, like all the things, because I have so much that I like, didn't like, whatever. So let me know if you guys want, like, pregnancy, birthing, mom favorites versus things that aren't worth it, all that kind of stuff. Let me know. All right, that is it for this video, and you guys will be seeing a lot more of Eden and her cute little face. Okay, all right, bye. I had to go home 3 hours after she was born. So she was born at 10:30. We left at like 1:30. And because I was so hungry and it was late, we swung by our Whataburger, and I had a big fat burger, and I ate it all. And it was the best Whataburger I've ever had. I think just because it was like really fresh because no one else was in line. Definitely check out a birthing center if you're interested in that because the experience was just so much better than the hospital. But yeah, that's it. Okay, bye.